All right, but anyway, back to the matter at hand. The number 1 overall pick played football today, Bryce Young in Carolina, and I tell you this, I did not have Zach Wilson being the best-looking quarterback in that game on my bingo card, but he kind of was. Bryce Young, my biggest takeaway right here, that is a small man, VJ. That is a small man. And look, they said in the press, they tweeted in the press box, somebody tweeted in the press box, I don't remember who it was exactly, but apparently there was a gasp when Jermaine Johnson, former Jets, I think it was first round pick, hit Bryce Young, and everybody was like, but then he got up.
Popped up.
But then, we'll see. We are now, week 1 of the preseason, so we got 2 more of these, and then 17 regular season games coming up. I think it's going to be all season. Is he going to continue to pop up? Is going to be what the takeaway is, I think, when Bryce Young. I'm being facetious, of course. He only played 3 series. Talking about Zach Wilson played better. He also played long enough to have 16 completions. So there you go. I'm poking fun at that. But I think the reality is we're now seeing just how small Bryce Young is.
Well, we always knew how small Bryce Young is. Now, the thing about his translation to the NFL is going to be, you don't have 4- and 5-star recruits in front of you that can personally choose to come play for Nick Saban, Alabama, and possibly win an SEC championship, play in the playoff, and win a national championship. So you don't have that. So you have maybe 2 guys up there that might be scrapping to make the team because they just don't have guys to fill the line. That was one of my takeaways we'll get into a little later was offensive line play that I saw early in these preseason matchups. But with Bryce Young, you're going to have to protect him like you would have to protect any quarterback. Now, he didn't take 1 hit. He didn't take 2. He took 3 that I saw.
He took 3 in 3 series,
Didn't make me gas, but I did watch to say, all right, buddy, pop up. Okay, cool. I just think the kid's tough. I understand this will wear and tear on you, but I'm pretty sure the offensive coordinator and head coach were not happy with a simple stunt on his first pass attempt. A simple stunt is all that was from the right, and you guys lose one of the guys, and he gets a free shot at our number 1 overall drafted franchise quarterback. Trust me, I'm pretty sure both the tackle and guard over there going to get it. If they didn't get an earful already, they're going to get it because you can't make those type of simple mistakes. The play tricked out the commentator. The commentator said, yeah, they bring a blitz. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? No, that wasn't a blitz. Because that's how bad it looked.
They just swapped positions.
All they did was a stunt. That's basic. That's D-line 101. It's stunt left, right. And you cross over, one guy goes, you wait for a second, the other guy goes. In the preseason game with your number 1 overall franchise quarterback, the guard and tackle can't make that mistake, even with, of course, with him being actually a small quarterback. You can't give guys free runs and hits like that and being able to hit him. I thought one could have been roughing the passer by what they call it today. I don't feel it was roughing the passer, but I've seen that call where the guy got 2 extra steps and then just kind of threw a shoulder to him, and that was a solid hit. I've seen that flag thrown a bunch of times, so I couldn't believe that it wasn't thrown today. But, I thought he looked good. He looked comfortable. I trust what they say there. He's QB1, and that's what they're going to roll with. I've been with the guy since he was a sophomore in high school, man, so I ain't jumping off of a couple of hits. Got to fix the line, though, so he doesn't take those hits, Martin. That's the problem.
Oh, this is the NFL, though. Like, it's like you said, this is not Alabama. They don't get the pick of the litter from Maine to Arizona, whatever offensive lineman you
Alaska,
want.
Canada, Germany.
They'll pull them from anywhere, right? So you're not necessarily getting that same level of talent. That's kind of how it goes. Like this Panthers team, and they're not terrible. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, like, they traded up for the number 1 overall. Like, he's in a much better position than, say, C.J. Stroud is, because the Houston Texans earned that number 2 overall pick and should have had the number 1 overall pick. But shout out to Lovie Smith for respecting the game.
Yep.
All right, he said, y'all fire me anyway, damn it.
Yeah.
Enjoy this 2nd overall pick. And I loved it. I loved every second of it.
You're going to fire me anyway.
Shout out to Lovey, because you know what? The checks cashed the same way. That's guaranteed money, baby. Yep. Guaranteed money as a fired NFL head coach, one of my dream jobs. But this is going to be the storyline throughout his career, throughout this season. Can he hold up?
Yep.
5'10", 205 pounds. You know what that means, VJ? I am both taller and way more than him.
Yep, you're bigger than Bryce. Yeah, you're bigger
and
than Bryce
I have
Young.
0 athleticism in this body. It's at that level, which is, hey, it is what it is. But it's with Frank right there.
Mm-hmm. Who you like a lot.
I like him as an offensive coordinator.
You like Frank a lot.
I don't know how good of a head coach he is. I also don't give guys passes for not being able to figure out the quarterback position, quote unquote, because you just trotted in somebody else's discard.
Yeah, a bunch of veterans.
Phillip Rivers didn't work for you, nor did Matt Ryan. Oh, go figure.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Carson Wentz.
They went
go
3
figure.
vets. Yeah, they went 3
right?
vets.
So, no, I'm not expecting, no. You go get a guy, go find a guy, develop a guy. I'm sorry that Andrew Luck retired. However, me and Andrew Luck were in college at the same time. It was going to happen eventually. It just happened a little bit earlier than you were planning for. But nonetheless, you get a little bit of a window because it happened so randomly and in the beginning of this, right before the beginning of the season.
He had the neck surgery, yeah.
But I'd say after about 16 games, you got to figure the position back out again, especially if you are, what do they say, a quarterback whisperer, as they say.
Yeah. Well, you got to figure out sooner than that. You have to know what your plan B is going to be. I think that's why backups are so important. I don't believe there's a best backup in the league because I think the best backup you'd be starting somewhere. So I don't like that terminology of it. But you better have a guy who could come in and be efficient, not turn the ball. All you want your backup to do is not turn the ball over. So if you don't have that vet, you better be able to develop a young guy. And I think he's got that with Bryce Young. He has one question mark. Bryce has got one simple question mark, is can he take the abuse in the NFL? It's as simple as that. He checks every other box. The way you fix that, though, is not on him. He's not going to grow. He's not going to gain 20 pounds of solid muscle. He's not going to change the player he is. As an organization, as a head coach, as a GM, as an offensive line coach, and as an owner, it is your responsibility and duty to make sure you put grown-ass men in front of him where he's not taking hits, and we don't have to question whether he could take the beating or not. I'll give you props on this. Today does make it go, God, man, if they got to protect this kid. Now, God, he's small. He's taking 3 hits in a preseason game. 2 of them are unblocked. Guys, all right, guys, come on now. Don't do this to this kid because you know what we'll do? Yeah, he was a bust. No, you didn't put anybody in front of him to help.
Hey, that's the game. How many great offensive lines are there in the NFL? It's only a handful.
You have to just put guys that at least can block, Martin. It ain't got to be a great offense. They can run the ball. How is it they're a top 5 rushing offense and you can't protect the quarterback? That's crazy to me. You should be able to do both as an offensive lineman.
It's the difference between running forwards and running backwards.
Well, you got to get guys that can do both.
Well,
now you do. Now you
the whole league is looking for him. That's the thing. Is what I'm saying. Is you can't assume that the offensive line is just going to drastically improve.
No, I'm not saying it's going to drastically improve. I'm saying it's on the organization to make sure that you get guys in there or coaches in that can coach guys up who can block for your franchise quarterback. Because, first of all, you don't want any franchise quarterback taking open hits. There's not one quarterback in the league, head coach, that would say, yeah, I'm okay with unblocked guys getting a full run at my quarterback. That's Josh Allen. That's Mahomes. That's Jalen Hurts. Name them. Name all the great ones. Herbert, Burrow. You don't want nobody getting a free hit as your quarterback. But because we got a 5'10", 5'11", 205 guy, we definitely can't have guys. Okay, that's my responsibility now to make sure we get guys in there that happens. No, this line ain't going to magically change, but the front office and the coaching staff better do something.
The thing
fast.
I would have liked to see out of Bryce Young today.
What's up?
Which, again, this is preseason, all right? This is like his first day riding a bike, right? So I'm not trying to diminish his football ability, but again, I'm not judging this as he's a 15-year vet. But I would have liked to see him slide a little bit in the pocket. The comparisons to Drew Brees, I think, are eminent in part because size, arm strength, so on, right?
Yeah.
Drew Brees on his tippy toes was elite at missing those big shots because he would take one step forward and the 300-pound man will go flying past him, right? That's what I would have liked to see a little bit more out of Bryce Young in this. But again, first 3 series of his professional career. Yeah, so he's got nothing but time to get better and get stronger.
That's what I was going to add. But not only that, that's a great point about Brees, but Brees had to learn to do that. When he was at Purdue, he had a great offensive line in front of him. He had to learn to maneuver and move once he got to the league and saw the speed, the size. That I think Bryce is the kind of kid and the kind of player that's dedicated and has the skill set and the mindset to learn to do those things as repetition does come. But you can slide all you want. When you got guys coming at you free, I don't care if it's the electric slide at the barbecue, homeboy, somebody going to tattoo you sooner or later.